Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining me here, my name is Dr. Aderinkela. Wow, and on this channel I talk mainly about inner work and I share my life journey, especially my self-improvement journey. So today I want to talk about the reason why most of my content and most of my stories are usually around inner work. But before I go into the details, I want to let you know that the countdown for my first online course, She Tries Easy, which is a comprehensive course on inner work for beginners, for people who want to start their self-development journey and they don't really know where to start, or they've been doing it and it seems just disjointed. This is what you need. So come join me on Thursday. That's November, sorry, I'm skipping to November is my birthday, so come join me in on October 21st, 11 a.m. and we'll get started. So the link to join me is in the description box below. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so the reason why I want to get into the reason why I'm always emphasizing inner work, and the motivation comes from my own personal story, from my own personal journey. I come from I come from a what I would call humble background, and my parents were really invested in getting me educated. I'm so thankful for this. And as my journey, as I grew up and as I went to school and learned, so the emphasis was on education. Go to school, do well, and then you'll be good. The emphasis was always on that. So of course that was all I was exposed to. So my expectation was that, okay, if I just do these things that I'm hearing everybody say around me, and then maybe this will happen. But turns out that life is much more than going to school and doing well in school. I was always top of my classes, so I always did well in school. But still, I grew up like my 20s and things were not what I thought it was going to be, for somebody who did everything right, the way you're supposed to do them. So anyways, the quest for knowledge and to find out why, to find out, okay, so what am I here for, and why does it seem like, despite my intelligence, my diligence, these things were not still working out for me. So questions I started to ask those questions, and I started to look for answers. And so that led me to go through a lot of people who are successful, look at them and look at their lives and what makes them successful. And then you see different things when you do this, when you pick up books and biographies and all of that, or you follow, or you have mentors and coaches, and you just listen to them and read from them and interact with them. You realize that there are so many factors that lead to success. But from my own perspective, when I started to look into all of these factors, what I realized was that so many of those things that you're supposed to do to be successful, or to me, success means really loving your life, like just loving it, and just being very fulfilled and being happy with where you are. That, to me, that's success. It's not really, to me, it's not really about money or about status or anything, although that's nice, that has to it. I want that, but I'm wise enough and to know that that is not my definition of it. It's a nice to have, and I'm going to have it, and I have it to that extent. So anyway, my point is that doing all of that, you get to like really see the kind of thinking and processes that leads to success. And when I looked further, I realized that the things that was kind of like missing from like the success ingredient that was missing for me was something about inner work. At the time I didn't really know what that it was called inner work. It was later on that I started to realize inner work. And when I say inner work, it means like being able to recognize patterns in myself, and being able to ask some quality questions, and being able to actually realize the story that I'm, telling myself. For instance, when I started, telling you about this, I mentioned how I'm from a humble background. So that's like a story that I tell myself, that I told myself for a long time. And your story is really determining how your life kind of like turns out. So because I thought, okay, I'm from a humble background, I kind of like put myself in a box, like, okay, this is, where people from humble backgrounds like end up, kind of thing. So which brings me to the whole inner work thing, which has empowered me to firstly ask better quality questions about whatever it is that I'm doing, to basically dig deeper than the surface. Like, okay, if I say I like this state, why do I like it? Not like to overthink life really, but it's just to like expand my awareness and my consciousness about every single thing, especially things that are important to me. How we are all so different, how we also don't want the same things. So what I'm trying to say is that if something is important to me, or if it's important to you, you should do your work around it to be sure to dig deep into that area. For instance, if your priority is success, or if your priority is love, or if, at any point in time, of course we should want it all, because that's the fun of doing this work. You get to like have it all, because what you do in one area kind of like has a ripple effect on all the other areas. But I'm saying at any point in time, maybe you feel like there's more to do, or you're struggling in this particular area. It is good to like shine the spotlight on that area, and do the work around that area. So that's what I'm trying to say. So basically, I'm realizing that the bottom line that basically changed my own life was to do my inner work, which, like I said, is basically like identifying patterns. Why? Asking myself why, and being open to people who ask me why, and moving with people who like hold me accountable to, okay, so have you found the answer to this? So to identify patterns, you questions help, observation help, a lot of other things help. But for you to really be able to dig deep, you must train yourself to have all the tools that you need to be able to like do those questioning. So those are the three different things I wrote down here about inner work. There's more that I can't wait to share. I cannot wait to like also teach it and share real life specific examples in my course, She Thrives Using. So patterns, like I said, every single thing about us human beings, like they said, human beings, we are a creature of habits. And what does that mean? That just means that there's always a pattern to the things that we do. And if you want a particular, if you have a particular habit, you're going to have a particular result. And if you want a result that is different from the result you had yesterday, it means that all you have to go, it means it's as simple as you retracing your step, finding out your patterns, and just rewiring it. It's not as easy as it sounds, but I mean, there's a way. And that's like the good news. The good news is that there's always there's a way, there's a formula, like a specific formula that it cannot fail. And that is what makes this thing so awesome. Like, you can't fail at this. All you have to do, you have this result, you want something different, just go back, find the patterns, find the habits, and start to change it. And when we start the course, I'm going to go deeper into how to change patterns, so that, because patterns and habits, they are not just surface level, they go deeper than that. There are things that motivate or originate some of these habits. And I'm going back to questions now. When we're able to question and dig deeper, it's easier to change when you go deep down and you are able to find the origin of something that you actually do. So if you want to do better, or if you want to just do the opposite, if you can trace it to the origin, it's easier to do. So that's for patterns. I wanted to also talk about questions, about how high quality. I've been mentioning questions, but I want to just emphasize about how the quality of the questions that you ask yourself especially determines like the quality of your life. I know my life changed when I started to ask myself, better quality questions. Initially, I also, especially in my 20s was really chaotic. If you followed my story, I share a lot on Facebook, so you know all the things that I've gone through, from getting pregnant out of wedlock, having my boyfriend deny paternity of my pregnancy, getting married. The marriage did not last. I had to leave with 3 little boys. My last boy was 4 weeks old when I left my marriage, and I had to like carry the 3 kids to start life over on my own. Like so many, like you say in Nigeria, gbas. So when all of that were happening in my 20s, looking back, I can say that the questions I was asking were mediocre questions. I was asking, why me? Why is all this happening? And I can specifically say that the quality of my life began to shift and began to change when I started asking better questions. Questions like, how do I do better than this? Where do I go from here that would be better than this? Questions like, I think I want this for myself. How does a girl like me get that kind of nice life like that? So quality questions. So in my class, I'm going to teach about how to first of all identify the kind of questions that is in your head, because you know how many thoughts you have in a day, and there are always some questions in there. So sometimes you don't even know what is in there, and that is usually the first place to start. Like, okay, so what are the questions that you're asking yourself unconsciously? All those questions that you're not really waiting for answer to, and you're just like asking yourself like over and over and over again as you go through your day. What kind of questions are they, and are they really beneficial? Are they really changing your life? Are they really adding to you and expanding you? So that is why I wanted to also talk about questions today. It's really, really important. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, I've talked about patterns and questions. The last thing I wanted to talk about are stories. Stories. I think I earlier in the video I made an example of a story. We all know what stories are, but we can always summarize it. I said like, okay, your story can be like, I come from a humble background. That is a story, and we believe our stories, of course, because if you say, okay, this is who I am, we believe it. And there's a way the universe just arranges your reality to fit the kind of story you've been telling yourself. So your story is basically what you believe and what you're asking and what you're expecting. So if you say, I come from a humble background, like I said, there's that is a story, and there's a whole box about what happens to those people, where do they end up, what's their highest level of success, what kind of life do they live, what's their family life like, what's their finances like. There's a story is not just a story, there's a whole lot attached to that story, and those things are now the things that will create the experiences that you are having, the reality that is happening around you, the things that you just experience on a day-to-day basis. So that's the power of stories. Another example is when I used to think that, I'm just like a single mother. That was my story for a long time, and that just meant that a single mother struggles. A single mother lives from hand to mouth. A single mother is always stressed. A single mother does not really deserve high quality partners and dates and all of that. So when a story is, like I said, it's not just a story, there's a whole lot attached to it. So when your head are like, I'm just a single mother, there's a whole lot of things that will be happening, and you'll be like wondering why are this happening? Of course, you know, you would not really know, you might not really notice that it's all related to the story you're telling yourself. So one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about inner work is that it helps you to identify the stories that you tell yourself, that you believe about yourself, and then not just that, immediately you identify it and you are, you know, self-aware enough about it, you start to change your story. Like, you can even change your story on the spot, and then you now like let your thoughts, let your actions catch up to it. So those are examples of the way stories just impact us. I just wanted to just put that put these things out there. These are the things that I'm going to be discussing about in my class. I'm so excited for you to join me and be my tribe easy buddy, no, sorry, bestie. So that we can, you know, grow together and level together. I'm always happy when I teach, because it always expands me on like levels that I don't even think possible. So when people join me and when people ask me to coach them, I'm always happy, well, for selfish reasons. Because I know for sure that their life is not going to, you know, be the same. They're going to shift, they're going to expand, they're going to be elevated, and I'll also feel it. I'll also, you know, shift, I also expand, I also elevate on my own journey, on my own level too. And it's a beautiful thing. I love being a coach, I love being a teacher. So once again, my course is launching on 21st of October. That's in 4 days to go. I'm really excited. A little about the course. The course is going to be live classes where we are going to like have live interactions. I'm just launching the course anew. I have an outline, I have a curriculum, but at the same time I want to use the energy of my students. When I say energy, I want to I want to co-create. That is the word. I want to co-create the course with you if you're joining me. When you join me, I want to co-create, meaning that I have what I want to teach, and I also know that you're bringing the things that you want to learn, and we're going to merge it, and it's going to be so much fun. All right, let me, you know, stop this here. I'll see you in my next video, and please check the details about the course in the description box below. Okay, and please like and subscribe and share my video. Thank you so much. Till next time, bye.